Alright, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we will be talking about towels, bowling towels, what types there are, what types to use, what types to not use. It's getting close to Christmas time, so I figured I'd wear my Christmas sweater. And I like this because it lights up. This is one of my favorite ones. I don't know if you all do the so-called ugly Christmas sweater. I don't know why people say that. To me, they're not ugly, they're pretty. So why do you call it ugly for? I don't know. I don't get it. Anyways, this is one of my favorites. I'm going to turn off the lights because it may be kind of distracting. But anyways, in today's video, we'll be covering the towels. So hopefully you learned something today. I'm going to go ahead and get into it so that way we don't waste any time. So let's go. All right, welcome back, guys. This is the one about the towels and cloths. So I know maybe too many people don't talk about this. I know there's some videos out there here and there, but more or less, I just want to go over these different options so that way you know what is best to use and when to use them. So that way you have a better idea of what towels are out there. So let's go and just cover a few points here. There are microfiber towels, microfiber suede towels, leather chamois, seesaw towels, mitts, terry cloth towels, dual-sided pads, Sherpa, and synthetic wool. So these are the different towels out there that I've seen that are mostly used. The ones that are used to get the oil off your ball is the microfiber towels or the microfiber suede towels. Those are probably the most popular along with the leather chamois. And the reason why they use these towels is because they are the best for getting oil off the ball. The leather, again, the leather likes oil, and so when leather touches oil, it automatically absorbs it. And the microfiber towel, if you look at it at a microscopic level, you can see why it's so good at getting the oil off the ball. So those are the ones that I like the best. I really don't use a chamois too often. I'm probably kind of odd because you'll see a chamois a lot out there. A lot of people use all the chamois. I don't like them because you can't really clean them. I like the microfiber towels because you can clean them. So it just makes the most sense for me. And you got your seesaw towels, which are more or less used for cleaning purposes. You don't use these to get the oil off the ball during competition. You use these for cleaning either before or after competition or both, but mostly after. And then you have your mitts, and your mitts are normally used whenever you're working on a bowling ball. I know there's mitts out there, I think, for polishing, and some are out there for oil, but I haven't really seen too many. Of course, I'm not really in the market, so maybe you all know more about it than I do. But I know it's a style that's out there, and basically it allows you to put your hand in there just like you would in a baseball mitt. That is the reason why they call it that. And normally they're leather, so it's if if it is leather, then that means that you can get the oil off the ball. But if it's something like a different type of material, and it may be used for polishing or something else like that. So you just have to look to see what the purpose is for the mitt, so that way you know what to do with it. Then you got your terry cloth towels. Terry cloth towels are mostly used with cotton, polyester, or bamboo. And these can be used to get the oil off the ball, but they're not as good because they don't absorb the oil as well. So it's not something that I would recommend, but you can use them. I know a lot of people who still do, especially on leagues out there. They still use just a regular towel, just like what you would use in your kitchen or in your bathroom. It's the same style, just a normal towel that you would use for cleaning at home. Then you got your dual-sided pads. Dual-sided pads are normally used, I see them for pro shop use. So you'll see different ones. You'll see different ones with different sides. So sometimes one will be leather, or one would be plastic for grip, or one would be like a rubberized thing, and then you'll see something with a cotton side, or maybe like a Sherpa side or whatever. And so you'll have a dual side pad. Mostly they're used for polishing or cleaning the ball, not really used for getting the oil off the ball. Just kind of depends on what material that it is. And then you'll have your Sherpa or your synthetic wool. Sherpa is like sheepskin, polyester, or fleece. It's not sheepskin. It's not the real sheepskin. It just is something like that, and it has that texture, that feel to it. And then your synthetic wool, again, is synthetic. It's not real. Something like wool that is more or less used for polishing. And then the Sherpa, again, it's used for different purposes. So it's not really used to get wool off the ball. It's more or less used for other purposes within the pro shop. All right, now I'm going to be talking about bowling towels and the different types of towels that are out there. This is the mitt, something that's kind of like the baseball mitt. You can put your hand inside there, and it's more or less used kind of like a chamois. That style is because it is leather. And then this is the suede Brunswick microfiber towel, which I don't use as often. I more or less use the microfiber style towels. Um, I, I, I normally use the Storm brand, but you can use whatever brand you want to. But there's different styles out there. I'm going to show you a few more. This is the Storm terry cloth towel, and that's what I was talking about before. This is the one where it's not as good to use for getting the oil off the ball, but you can use it for cleaning purposes. But people still use them for different things. They use it for getting oil off too, but it's just not as good. And then this is the microfiber towel, which is the one that I use a lot. But I always use different brands. It really doesn't matter to me. But this is a really good towel here, and it's more or less used just to get oil off the ball during competition. And then this is the dual-sided pad. You'll have your different material here. This is creating the difference. I believe that this is used for polishing. And this is a good thing to use whenever you do polish your bowling ball, so that way you have the right type of pad to use. And then this is the chamois. This is something that you'll see a lot. A lot of brands, they have the same style. This is a square formation, and it's a leather pad, which is again used to get the oil off the ball. And a lot of people like them because it gets the oil off the ball pretty quick. And then this is the chamois here. This is the molded chamois. This is in a circle formation. And this is something that's a lot smaller. And a lot of people like these because you can get around the ball a lot easier than what you could with the square formation. It doesn't have as much grip. Of course, the more you use it, the less grip it's going to have because it has soaked in so much oil. But this is the one where you'll see a lot of people use these because it is smaller. I think it is easier to use because you can grab it with your whole hand. And then this is the seesaw one. Seesaw bag. That's what I was talking about, where you use this kind of like you're going to cradle something, but you're cleaning it like this, going with the ball back and forth, and so that way you don't have to clean it by hand. I don't use it myself, but I have seen people use this, especially in a pro shop. All right, thanks for watching this video. Hopefully you liked something about it, or maybe you learned something. That's always the goal, is to learn something new. And you can choose any brand you want to. There's many brands out there that make pads, chamois, towels. So more or less, just choose which one that stands out to you and go for it. If you don't like it, you can always get something else. So hopefully you learned something in today's video, and then I will see you in the next video. Go ahead and like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.